Okay, now that I've deleted a bunch of pictures, now I can record 36 minutes. That's better than the 2 minutes. So let me first start with the art. This is the Pramsius Trans-Siberian prototype. This is the first picture of it. As you can see, it's the original hand design, which was later redesigned. The final version didn't look like this. This is pretty cool. This is the first photo of the prototype. Here is a picture, a signed photo of Benedictus. Here is a signed photo of the Big Z. Here is the, what do you want to call it? The original drawing of the first drawing of the Trans-Siberian. The reason why I have this two photos is because I have number one, and this came with number one. I was the first backer. It wasn't my connection. I was really the first backer, and I'm also the first backer of the Berlin Wall. Here is a signed photograph for Scott Free. So now we're done with that. Show you my watches. We'll start. Here's my Maria, my Gupo Gamma. I love this watch because of the ceramic bezel. My Energia, titanium. This one we're not going to talk about. I don't know if I'm even supposed to show it to you. This one is pretty cool. It's a CCCP. It's a old Slava Russian movement in a brand new watch. This is my blue and gold Sea Monster. This is a company, I don't know if you ever heard of them. Pantas. I actually have two of their watches. This is actually made out of brass, not bronze, so it's pretty cool. It's made in Peru. Here's an original Vostok. I always loved this one. I know it's a cheap, crappy watch, but I love it. Okay, here's a Stramansky Gagarin, the first titanium version. Here is my, oops, that's not good. Here's my Stramansky. This actually has a custom strap by Scrap Straps. My old school Anchar, this has been redesigned. I like the new design better, but it's the original. This is the second design with the two tritium tubes on the hour hand. Now they went to the third design. Here's my other Pontus. This is another one from the Peru manufacturer made out of brass. Fulum Energia. Anidigi. I wish they still made this. This is such a cool watch. I have two of them. We'll get to the other one somewhere. My new Lunicode. My original red square, whatever it's called, yes, red square. This is a pretty cool watch. This is by Delta T. The plates can be replaced to make the watch look completely different. It's a really cool watch. Alright, here is my Fulum Anchar. I wish they still made this. Here's my other Anidigi. Here's my Yurgis watch. This is a very cool Russian Stramansky with a 3133 movement. I'm a sucker for the 3133 movement. Here's my Patinat Energia. My old school Soprat. I have two of them. Well, I guess we'll find the other one somewhere. This is a really cool Stramansky. This is the Mars. It's like a floating dial, so you can see your arm around the. See here, it's see-through. Pretty cool. Right, and here's Courtney's Undyne. Alright, that's the first box. Next is my Beats by Gonzo. Next box is here's my Sisu. I like the hands. I really like what they did with the hands. It's a cool watch. Here's my deep blue. I don't think this is the original. Usually I'm a sucker for original bracelets, but this is not the original bracelet. This is a really, really cool watch. This is a manufacturer out of, oops, upside down. Manufacturer out of Italy. Mechanica Grazzo. These are all completely handmade. This is completely hand. The art is done by hand. This is a Da Vinci model. This is not. They only made 3 of this model, but even with the 3, not 2 of them are the same. So everyone is. This is really cool. And I actually have 2 watches from this brand. I really like the brand. I can't stand the people who run it, but I love their design. I'll probably never get another one from them just because the people to deal with it. Okay, this is a pretty cool. This is a Russian company called Polyatime, and this is they found old 3133 movements and they made new watches. Like I said, I'm a sucker of the 3133 movement. Here is my nice fucking watch. Yes, that's what the NFW stands for, even though now that he's getting bigger, he's saying that it stands for something else, but if you talk to George personally, NFW stands for nice fucking watch. Here's my Big Z, and here's my Verada you just spoke about. So this is this box. Alright, next box. Here's my Weiss watch. Really cool, handmade in America. I believe it's the only company that completely makes a watch A to Z in America. So it's pretty cool. Here is this watch is called the No Bullshit, and that's really the model name for this watch. It's a pretty cool watch. It's a nice bronze. It's a really big, heavy watch, but it sits well. I really like it. This is one of my favorites, an Aviator. Oops, I don't know why the phone just did that, but it's pretty cool. It's my Aviator, a Swiss-made Soletta movement. Here is a gift I got from Michael Davis recently, just came in the mail. Ingersoll, I was talking to him, I told him I kind of liked the Ingersoll design. He asked me for my address, and this came in the mail. Here is a watch I won from Watch Gang, and I love it. It's a crappy 3-hand quartz, but it's so cool. It has, I don't know if the camera doesn't catch it right, but it has like a really nice texture, and the strap is like, it's just full of personality. The colors pop, it's just full of personality. Here is, oh, I must have been 2 months and yeah, you know what? I did pay 1 month for platinum, and that's when I got this one. So I got it 1 month for free, and I paid 1 month for platinum. That bottle is my coins, by the way. So I did pay 1 month for platinum, and I got this one. I really like it too. This is one of the biggest secrets in watch. This is like almost Rolex quality, this West End. I'm not a Rolex fan, but this is a pretty fun watch. It's another brand we carry, Dogfight. They're out of Korea. They're quartz watches, but they're really I like personality. You know, look at this, the onion crown, the plate with the name on it. It's just full of personality. And it has a pinup girl on it. Alright. This is a watch I wish Vostok Europe still made. I don't know why they went away from this color. I love this color. It pops. It's dirty. Let me clean it. This really looks good. I don't know why Vostok Europe went away from this. Here's the old original N1. An original N1 rocket. It's cool. Here's my Scott Free. Here is, what is this? Oh, an original Strella. I didn't know I had a Strella here. Okay, it's an original Strella. I don't know if you know about Strella, but that was like the most... it was like a really high-end Russian watch. They're no longer around. I have a couple of Strellas. This is a Sturmansky with the NE88 movement. It's a very cool movement, NE88. I'm actually getting a second one with that movement. But this is a Sturmansky with that movement. Alright, that was box 3. Let's go to box 4. Denisov is the most expensive watch in Russia today. I love Russian watches, if you can't tell by now. I have a Denisov Chrono. They're mechanical, they're not automatics. This actually has a 31-33 movement, my favorite movement in it. And here is a Denisov with a Swiss movement. It's a very basic Edda movement. It's really cool. I love the Denisov design. I don't know why. This is a watch that I bought to wear on my wedding. Nice gold, rose gold Almas. Okay, here's my other Soprat movement. This is my gas limo with a power reserve. Really cool. Okay. This is a Kickstarter watch that I got recently. I really like the design. You see, I'm a sucker of those hands. If you look at my... You see the hands? How they're very similar. I love those hands. I don't know why more watches don't do that style hands. So this is a Titanic. I'm actually surprised that this watch went, because it's completely taken advantage of the Titanic disaster. The watch is called Titanic. It has the coordinates of where the Titanic sunk. Actually, the rotor is made with the rusted material that looks like the Titanic. Here's my other watch from Mechanica Grezzo. This one is a more expensive one. This one, I think I paid like $5 grand. I paid, I think 5 grand for it. And this one actually comes in this huge, this is the box that the watch came in. Come on, focus. There we go. It's a huge box. This little watch came in this huge box. For no reason. I don't know. Let me see if I can open it. Oh, how do you open this thing? Alright, so this is where the watch came. It comes with another bezel and another strap. So they're really cool watches, but the people, man, they have no personality. The people working at the company. Here's my Stingray. No collection is complete without a Stingray. I really like the Stingray for a couple of reasons. They think outside of the box. They use the NH35 movement, but they put the date at the 9 o'clock position. They put the crown at the 2 o'clock position. The bezel is a sandwich bezel, which I don't know if I showed you. I think we showed you the work. It's really cool. Anyway, here is my Blue Energy. I might wear this tomorrow, actually. Again, I'm a sucker for ceramic. This is the cheapest watch that you can find with a ceramic bezel, a Mercer. There's nothing special about the watch, but I'm a sucker of ceramic bezels. So this is pretty much my everyday collection. Now let me show you my non-everyday collection. Ignore the mess in this house. Oh, by the way, here's the wooden box. Come on, camera, focus. The wooden box for my wife's watch. Ignore the mess in this house. Don't look. Here's our Gracie who passed away. Okay, here's a couple of watches, a couple of junkers that I'm thinking of auctioning on Watch Gang Exchange as a set of junkers. Okay, here's a cool clock, if you will. Here's my Zofter collection. Zofter is the company between Wing and Craig that no longer exists. I love their designs of their watches. I actually was a huge fan of Zofter before I even know who Craig was or who Wing was. It's just cool collection of watches. So this is my Zofter collection. Here's a couple of watches that I don't wear. This is the last watch that Vostakura made with a real mother of pearl dial. Here is my number one. No, this is not my number one. This is just the Trans-Siberian. Here's a really cool Vostakura that was made for WatchSeek. I think only 200 were made, so that's pretty cool. This is a titanium Elmas. It's very light. This is worth a lot of money because this is a 3133 movement, but it has of course, the minute hand will be right under. This has a misprint on the dial, and the minute hand is right on it. Anyway, this dial should be. This is a 24-hour dial, so this should have been marked from 0 to 24. Instead, it's marked 0 to 12. As you can see, the 3. Come off camera focus. 3 and 9. This should have been. This shouldn't be 3 and 9. This should be. I don't know. I'm not good with math. This is a shitter that I had forever, and it looks so cool. I might just give it away. I paid $40 for it. It's an automatic, but it just looks cool. Here is a Raketa Russian watch. This is, I don't know if I told you about my fiance who passed away, but this is the gift she got me when we got engaged, so it has sentimental value. If I haven't told you about her, let me know, and I want to discuss that with you, but okay. Here is a really cool, this is an original Made in America. I'm a sucker of Made in America. It's a diver's gauge. It just basically checks water pressure. It's like the stupidest thing ever, but it's made for the wrist. This is a gift I got from my grandfather for my bar mitzvah. Old Movado. Here is an original, brand new, never worn KGB watch. It was made for the KGB in Russia. It's probably worth quite a bit now. This is an alarm watch. This actually has 2 wind up. One winds the alarm, one winds the watch. Of course, it's Russian. It's a very cool Russian. This is one of the last. I forget the brand. The brand that went bankrupt in Russia. This is one of the last watches they made. Here's an original Strela with a 3133. This is just a cool old Russian watch. This is a prototype of the Berlin Wall that will never happen, so this is really cool. This is a Vostok, some kind of old junk. a cheap Timex that I bought years ago, and I still like it, so I'm saving it. This is a watch that Courtney won at a TV show. If I remind me, and I'll send you the video where she won this. It's pretty cool. When she was, I think she was 11 years old when she won this. It's pretty cool. This is the number 1 Trans-Siberian. Here is an original Lunagode. Brand new, never worn. This is the first Lunagode that ever came out. Yeah, Vasily Kirib came a long way. That's that. Okay, now we're getting to the real special stuff. Okay. This one is a number 1 Maria. I'm sorry, number 0. This is a number 0 Maria. Here's a picture of number 0 of 3000. This is not actually a prototype. This is an error on the. This is 1 of 1. As far as Igor said, he only knows of 1 that this error happened. So this is much rarer than a prototype, because every watch has a prototype. This is actually 1 in a million. This is a error. Here's my Nixie clock. No house complete without Nixie clock. Here's a clock that I built from scratch. Does a whole time, not at all, but it's cool. It hardly runs. That's about as good as it runs. I gotta play around with it and get it to work better. This is a number 0 prototype. It's the Watch Geeks prototype. This is pretty cool. This is a Elgin at the World War II started building alarm clocks for the army, and the alarm clocks didn't have a day or a date. They made a couple for the higher ups, for the chiefs, commanders, whatever they call them, with the date and date. So this is one of them. It's rare, so I like it. And this is my coolest collection of all. Let me see if you can guess what this is. So, obviously it's Russian. Here you got the time. Here you got a second time zone that you can start and stop whenever you want. And here you get a 60-minute chronograph. You can start and stop whenever you want. Everything is controlled from these two. Let's see if you know what this is. I'll give you a hint. What this is. Right here is a 27 volt connector. When you connect 27 volts to this, a heater inside of this heats up the movement. So what is this? See if you can guess. Yeah, here's a cool pocket watch that Craig got me when he went to Ireland. This was actually made, I think that's when he went to Ireland. He went to a watch company and they were making this. There's nothing fancy about it, but it's cool. Alright, here's my video. That's my collection, I think. I have got a couple of watch books, a couple of watch magazines. Here I got a Maria plane. This is the box that Yacica comes in. I think it's really cool. And I probably have a couple of watches everywhere else, but this is the majority of my collection. Alright, bye.